Good morning, it's Jonathan Barratt with the morning debrief. Current date is the 9th of November and the current time is 8:40. Okay, this is obviously Monday morning, and obviously a little bit happened in the States, and obviously a little bit of interesting news in the States really. Obviously with that unemployment data. That unemployment data came out, and it came up at 10.2%. The expectation was for 9.8%. So that was certainly large. Now, to bring that percentage into perspective, that's 36 million people in the States currently looking for a job. So the sheer size and weight of that is absolutely enormous. Obviously, in Australia, we expected unemployment this week to kick things up just a little bit. So so that could provide us with a little bit of fun. Jobless claims today, ANZ jobless claims today will obviously be very important, because that could give us a lead to the official numbers, which are out this Thursday. Okay, so that's the unemployment in the States was pretty terrible. But believe it or not, the good thing is that the Dow actually did hold up very well, and even with a number like that, it actually did hold well. Now we've got to remember that this is just a lagging indicator, and as a lagging indicator, unemployment, really it's a couple of months behind the pace. Most important things I generally have to look at is sort of merchandise trade, those sorts of things, inventories, and the like, because this will give us more of the momentum as to what really is happening out there. Okay, just to have a look at the Dow. Obviously the Dow closed up 0.17%, 17 points. Regained the 10,000 handle, closed at 10,023. As you can see here, momentum indicators on the downside here, and obviously here we're going to see a attempt at that high again. 10,081 looks to be the top side, or even 11,000 you can say. Good resistance there, but if we take out that level, then onwards and upwards she goes, and I think the market's looking for about that 10,900 if that is the case. Obviously stops go below 9,700. Keep an eye on that, because that's the area of concern if the market does break through those levels, because that would see this whole trend broken actually, and that would be very, very inducing to a bear market for some time. As we know, it would be interesting also to compare. VectorVest went bearish the other day, and however, ShareFinder did not. So I think that'll be quite interesting as to see what actually unfolds. Righty-ho. Now moving on, just onto the currencies. Currencies, quite an interesting night, but more so for the Aussie, because the little Aussie battler is holding up terrifically well. 92.31 is where she's trading, and looks like she will attempt those highs again. If we look at the dollar index, you can see that apart from that bit of bad data here, that she's just mildly weak, but not really doing too much, but just holding ground there. So keep very close to it. This does look like a breach pullback type of technical and trade, certainly following on from this trend line. If we just quickly draw that trend here, you can see that that trend has been intact and remains intact. So quite a good little trend line to follow. That one there, I think, is the one we want to sort of pin it to. There we go. That little trend line seems to be intact. So every time it hits it, it comes off. So let's see if it trades down to that new low. That new low, obviously, we know is around that 75. Break of that 75, onwards, downwards, and lower. But what I want to point out is this overall trend here. This is a solid move up, consolidation, and a pullback. Now, in most views, this is actually a bullish move, but it's going to be interesting to see how it unfolds. And also something to remember, that the US dollar is not on its all-time lows, yet we're finding that, say, for instance, some of the commodities are certainly very well bid, like gold. But let's have a quick look at some of the commodities. And obviously gold's the key. And there's a couple of things which I wanted to focus on with gold at the moment. And there it is there. It's at 1,097 and looks as strong as 10 men. Why does it look as strong as 10 men? Is it a geopolitical, or is it GFC, weak dollar, all these sorts of things? Well, I actually think no. I think it's all because of two things. The first was Barratt covering its or de-hedging, and they've been in the market and they've bought about 2.8 million ounces. Secondly, the large-than-life option plays that we've currently got in the market in COMEX, they're the ones which are providing quite a lot of focus at the moment. Just to bring that all into perspective, when you look at the amount of gold options at the moment, the 1100 call, there are 12,000. The 1200 call, there are 29,000. In total, that represents 12,000 contracts at 100 ounces each represent 1.2 million, and 2.9 obviously with the 1200. Now you look at the delta on the 1100 and the delta on the 1200, and there's a lot of gold that is currently being bought up by market makers, and that to me, combining with the Barratt hedge book, is providing a market that just has this gravitational pull to the top side. So the options expire on the 23rd of November, so we can expect prices to remain relatively well bid up until there. So that to me is one of the big focuses there to see, particularly when you're talking to your clients. There is a big play on. So probably not a bad idea. I know it is against the trend, but even to maybe look at some out-of-the-money puts for this gold, because if that happens, then it could be a nice little decent correction. Anyway, that's about it on that side. On the gold, let's have a quick look at the soft markets and what's actually happened there. Because as we mentioned, the US dollar does remain a little bit weak, and whilst the US dollar remains weak, we expect these commodities to continue to kick ass. And I think when you look at it, you can see now crude oil was down quite a large move, down 2.75%, and that just apathy as a result of the unemployment data, nothing more than that. But it's still consolidating. If it does break through this 50 to 70 level, then we will go deeper, back to 74.50. So that's probably it. So crude under pressure, copper under a little bit of pressure as well. Once again, a lot of the public people just attain it to the bad data, but as I said, the data is just a leading indicator, that's all. So a lagging indicator, and really has nothing to do with what the market will do going forward. So as we can see there, on the agricultural front, all bearish across the board. Wheat got smacked, down 15 cents. Soybeans down 17. Corn down 9.5. So this is all a function not of a stronger dollar or not of a weaker dollar, but if anything, I think it's more about the fullness of the actual economy. On the back of that, we also saw copper down just a fraction, 295, but holding up very well. Gold we've talked about. Silver's at 17.37. So that could be a little bit of fun there moving forward. So I guess how does our market take off from that? Look, I think we've got to take a positive view on it, and I think our market will start to continue to head higher today, and that's actually the price action. Good area here to stop yourselves out, and obviously that's around that 4,475. I know we're a fair way up from that, but the market has actually broken through that. If it does break through that level, then I think it would cause a little bit of concern for me. But at the moment, let's run with it to the top side. Let's expect things to trade a little bit. We will have a bit of a mixed day, a mixed market, but let's see. 4,601 is where she has closed, and but I think as you can see here, there's a lot of scope for it to trade onwards and upwards. So I'm going to be a little bit of a bull leading into today, the next couple of days. Big data in Australia this week, ANZ job numbers today, so just be careful on that, and that could give us a bit of a lead as to what happens throughout the week where we've got unemployment. So I think if anything there, that could be. So ANZ job data today, home loans, investment lending, all quite important, and I guess that's really all we've got of any note, except out during the week. Obviously, we've got some big data there as well. That's probably that. I guess Thursday, let's see what Thursday's got, because I think that's probably the big one there. Oh, there's Thursday Australian unemployment, which the market will focus on. And if we've got anything out on Friday in the States, we should see things. Import prices, a little bit, but not a lot of big data out in the States. But anyway, let's see how it goes. So it should be quiet. Open market, open mixed to higher today, and the trend in the Aussie to continue, and the trend in gold to continue. Okay, that's about it for the day, and we'll talk to you soon.